Hi guys, I wanted to walk you through the using of Google Sites so that you would be able to be proficient on creating those websites that look really nice, sleek, professional, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of time doing that. We're using Google Sites for our topics of personal expertise. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now I made this one, and they're easy enough to make. They can be simple, they can be much more complex. It all depends on how much you want to do. But they're really, really easy to use. So I'm going to walk you through that. I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and I'm going to create a new, and I usually have to go to the More area, Google Site. Wait for it to load because that's what we do. And now, while you don't want to spend a ton of time on the aesthetics or the looks of your site, you do want it to be organized well, because nonfiction utilizes headings, bolded text, bullet points, lists. It also utilizes visual aids like videos or images, diagrams, charts, etc. So you want to be able to include those things in your site. And I'll show you how to do each of those things. Okay, so your page title. Maybe you are really, really geeky about Star Trek iterations. Maybe that is your topic. So then you need to include, you just click over here, click text box, and poof, a text box appears. Now you don't want to just start writing a normal text. You want to give some sort of an introduction. So you can type introduction. Now it does already have a theme set for you, and you don't have to worry about changing that too much. You can change the alignment because usually titles of things go somewhere in the center. If you want to have that stand out a bit more, you can section background, and you can put a light emphasis, a flipped darker emphasis, or you can even insert an image. You can upload one that you have, or you can select an image. They have standard images here. You can also have one if you know the URL, or you can search. So within this, I like that. That did not go in well. Select image. Let's try it again. Let's see, maybe this one. There we go. So you can have your introduction. Then you put in a new text box where you want your actual text. From its inception or beginning, Star Trek has captivated fans and space explorers. And that should probably just be space explorers alike with its what if version of life once or life beyond Earth. There are numerous versions of Star Trek series, plus a host of movies for those who love the genre. Now here, I just wanted to put something that was actually potentially true. But this is where you would just give a bit of an introduction. But now you want to be able to get more specific. So I add in another text box. This one, I would put series. And this one would be like a heading. Again, probably want my headings to be centered so they stand out a bit more, like here's different information. Then when I go to put in a new topic, and maybe I even want to make that one have the light emphasis background, then I want to put in a list. Star Trek, the original series. I'm not incapable of mistyping either. Then because I already hit this, it's automatically going to give me this numbered list. Then I have Star Trek, the Next Generation. Need to put my colon in there. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. Star Trek Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. Urgh. Those are the series. And then I could put movies. But I'm not going to do that right now because I want to be able to move on and show you some other things. Let's put the heading in there because I might go back and add more information later. So then I would put another text box in here. But if we're looking at this, it's kind of on the boring side. So what we can do here is you can actually move your text boxes so they're only so big. So then you have room to add in an image. And I can go back to search. Star Trek series logos. Let's say I want to go to that one. But I don't want it there. I want to put it right here. And maybe I want it to be shrunken down a little bit so it more matches up with that. Yeah, it's a little too small. You can resize. There we go. I've got Star Trek. There we go. And with the movies, same basic thing. Now let's say I want to add in another page. I go over to my right-hand side. Right now we've all been on our basic home page, which we need to give our title. So it's easy to find when it's all saving, but we want it to be labeled so it's easier for us to find instead of having all these untitled things. So I labeled it Star Trek. Now if I want to have pages for each of those series, I go over here and I hit the Add button and New Page, the original series. Done. Next one. And it labels the pages for you. Now, the Next Generation. I spelled it wrong. Here. Done. Next page. Deep Space Nine. Next page. Voyager. And finally, Enterprise. And this is in order, but let's say it was for some reason out of order. Let's say, or actually, you know what? If you are at all a Star Trek buff, you know that Enterprise, while filmed last, actually is chronologically the one that would have existed first. Nope. I'm going to undo that. I want to move Enterprise up. There we go. So now I have it in chronological order as opposed to the order in which it appeared. Or I can move back and have it be the order in which it appeared. however you want to do that, those pop up along here. And I have, now again with the images back here, I can do search Star Trek, the original series. I can have that select. And now see how they're kind of cut off there? I can make it a large banner. If I want it bigger, I can do that. If I want to be able to have, oh wait, those aren't the real people. I couldn't tell from the small picture that was there. So, to be realistic, this one looks more like it, but I can't really tell from the thumbnail. Well, closer. Those are wax. Maybe I want to then make it go back up a little bit, because I don't need it that big. Here. Same thing. So that's how I put all of those things in. Now, if you want to change the theme, you've got several different options, and within those options, you can have your font style and everything change. Classic. Font style, heavy. Or if I want Aristotle, it has different fonts. So classic on this one is a different classic. I can also change that bar, and then it'll also change my text down here. Excuse me, diplomat. I don't suggest this because then that gives away that I blew up the picture. Vision. Font style modern or font style classic. You can do level. Suggest that because that works with that one. Slab or narrow. Any of those things works. But back to other things that we can put in on the pages. So if we want to go to a YouTube video, Star Trek, the original series intro. Select. You can have it be small like this and center it, or you can drag it. And again, you'd still want to center it. However you do, and then you can put section background. You can have that be the background. That, or you can even insert an image. I like that one. Why not? And then you can have that right there. Say you want to put in a map, because any Star Trek buff knows that Star Trek San Francisco. Oh no. All right, we'll just do San Francisco. Select that, put that in there, and then maybe I'll do another image search to put Star Trek HQ. San Francisco. I think that shows it, but I'm not 100% sure. No, that's not a good one. Star Trek headquarters, San Francisco. In the movies and in the TV show, they actually have a headquarters. So if you're not finding what you want this way, you can do it another way. How much, you ask? I'm going to open a new tab. Always open a new tab. Star Trek headquarters images. The images that they always show are things like this, or something like this. You can see all of those. They always tend to have the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. They have different versions of it depending on which show you're watching. You could have any of those kind of scenes in the background. Any of those. So I'm going to pick this one. And now in order to do that, I can save image as, put my downloads, save. Now I go back here, oops, wrong one, Star Trek. And now I go to upload instead of to images. Upload, downloads, Star Trek, downloads, recent, cancel. I forgot it was titled Starfleet. Open that. And there you have it. We have our video up here. We have our image. We have a map. We have cool backgrounds. We have lots of choices over here. And then when you want to see what it looks like, you hit the little eyeball for preview. Here's our home screen. We have our Star Trek iterations, and we could go to any of these to close out your preview. You just exit preview. When you're ready to publish, you hit publish, and then you have to give it a web address. Once you do that, you hit publish. Poof, you're done.